Our objective was the destruction of Iran's nuclear enrichment capacity and a stop to the nuclear threat posed by the world's #1 state sponsor of terror. Tonight, I can report to the world that the strikes were a spectacular military success.
President Trump speaking to America after he says the U.S. military carried out, quote, very successful strikes against Iranian nuclear facilities. Thank you for watching tonight, everyone. I'm Teresa Woodard. We are continuing to follow the latest developments on this breaking news from the Middle East. President Trump just addressed the nation within the last hour. We are also watching the skies over Israel right now for any possible retaliation from Iran. This is a live look at the Western Wall in Jerusalem. It is just after 6 a.m. Sunday. The skies there are quiet right now. We do know President Trump notified Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu of his plans before these attacks. The president is also warning Iran that the U.S. could take even more action. Richard Solomon is in our newsroom with all of these breaking developments, and a lot is unfolding even as we speak. Richard.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Teresa. This is a story we've kept a close eye on ever since it broke. We just heard from President Trump saying there are many targets left, but tonight's was the most difficult by far and the most lethal. Now, I want you to take a listen to some of what the president had to say earlier this evening.
Iran's key nuclear enrichment facilities have been completely and totally obliterated. Iran, the bully of the Middle East, must now make peace. If they do not, future attacks will be far greater and a lot easier.
Now, all this comes after last Thursday when the president set a 2-week deadline to decide if the U.S. would join the Israelis and help strike Iranian nuclear facilities. Originally, sources told ABC News multiple B-2 stealth bombers were headed to Guam. We don't know yet if those bombers were used in these strikes, but the bombers are the only ones strong enough to drop the 30,000-pound explosives that could damage or destroy Iran's Fordo nuclear facility. Now, mind you, that's buried deep underground in the Iranian mountains. The president said all of the bombers are safely on their way home now. Now, the president did say if peace doesn't come quickly, they will go after the other targets with precision, speed, and skill. And the president said most of them can be taken out within a matter of minutes. Now, tomorrow morning, the Secretary of Defense is having a news conference. That's tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. our time. And of course, you can stay up to date with what happens in that news conference here on WFAA and on WFAA.com. Teresa?
Richard Solomon in the newsroom following this breaking news. Thank you, Richard.